Okay.
All right, no, you're fine. Okay. Stand here, is that
You
okay?
can stand
with you?
wherever you want, yes.
Do you want me to stand here? Okay, our letters are O-U-S, and the U-S says us, 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 and the O is so quiet and crying because he doesn't get to talk or make any sound. He feels very left out.
Oh, how cute.
So O-U-S says us.
Miss Lana, is your student ready? Okay.
Oh, you're going to
Lana only goes to her.
Because I like to hear myself talk. Okay. So our letters were GH, oh yeah, those are letters. And there's a line, and the GH at the front of the line, when it's at the front of the line, it's so great, it's so good, and so it says the G sound, but when the GH is in the middle of the line, it's very shy and quiet, doesn't say anything like it's supposed to be on the line, just quiet. But when the GH is at the end of the line, it's not fair, this is no fun. They want to go to the front. Yes?
All right. Are you guys ready? Okay. Lyric, is your student ready?
I had a great teacher, Miss Lyric.
Okay. Our letters are A-Y and E-Y. Oh, that's right. So A-Y and E-Y, they think they're so cool. Together they say A. And who remembers Fonzie?
Right.
Everybody loves and knows Fonzie. And I actually show a clip of that on YouTube. I just showed a little, just to kind of, because the kids look at you like, I don't know, tell you this back, sure. All right. And do we have another group? Did Melissa? Okay.
You need to see your letter.
Stand back here, is that okay? Our letters were IE. IE go together. And Melissa did a great job of teaching us and also having us practice this because some of us are auditory learners, we need to hear it. But in any case, IE go together, and in some cases, the E has a basket of cookies in which he will feed to the I, and when the I's mouth is full of cookies, he can't say a sound. So it says E. And in other cases, if the E happens to be out of cookies at that given time, the I is free to make a sound, and so the letters together will then say I. How'd I do?
Don't worry, I don't know. And cue, Miss American C. Yesterday, when we were doing our last little bit of practice before, we came here today, and I mean, this just goes to show you the thinking that goes on in their little brains once we give them the keys to just anything goes. You run the show. They discovered this, and do you guys want to come on up and show? Boom. Okay. Future Spirit Unified teacher. So, Melissa was practicing her IE, and she was ready, and then all of a sudden we noticed something. Lana, tell us what you noticed, and then who was the exercise? You were the life cycle. You and Lana were life cycle, and Melissa and Lana here. Okay.
I thought that when I is eating so much cookies, he gets so fat that then he has to do exercise, and then he goes
And then Miguel and lyrics.
All right, this is just gonna be like a life cycle. First, I eat the cookies, then he exercises, then he turns into a superhero. Then he eats, then he exercises, then he is a superhero. Eats, exercises, superhero.
So they were just so excited that they were like, well, it's a life cycle, Mrs. Mack, and look, we're going to draw it out like that. Now, one thing that I wanted to, which I forgot to share, and I'm going to let my kids do this too, is our vowels are superheroes, and they make two sounds. Each vowel actually has, like, we all know who Superman is, right? Now, is Superman all the time?
No.
No, he is who? Who is his?
Sometimes he's lazy.
Yes, and when he's in disguise, he pretends to be, right? Because you can't be a superhero all the time. It doesn't work. Trust me, it does not work, huh? So each one of our vowels has a secret identity, and they try to blend in with everybody else, and they try to just, kind of mingle amongst everybody else. But then they have that other power, especially when Mommy E comes in, huh? So that's how, and I should have said that first with I, but they're going to show you their, you do E, you want to do O? Do, actually, where is I? You can do I too. Okay, so go ahead, Lana, you're going to kick it off. Tell them your vowels.
Okay, so when A doesn't have like anything to anyone to say, he goes in disguise and then he wants to eat apples all the time, so he goes ah ah ah. But when there's trouble, A dresses up into a superhero, and then he says A.
Because they have what makes them their magic? Their what?
Their cake.
Their capes. So when they have their capes on, they have the power to say their name. Right? Good job. Okay, Melissa.
When E is in disguise, it pretends that it's a grandma and it can't hear, and then it's like eh. But when there's a superhero, it says E. Okay, so my super story is I, and I'll be talking about it. When I is lazy, he in disguise, he likes to exercise. But when there's danger, he gets his green cape on and he turns into a superhero. And he says, I. And oh, he thinks that every time you touch him, he gets sick. So every time he goes to the doctor puts one of those little things in her mouth, and he opens so wide, and he doesn't want him to touch it, or else he might get sick too. But when there's danger, he gets his orange superhero cape, and then he puts it on and he says, oh.
And what sound does he make when he's short and lazy? Here we go.
Ah.
Good job. And Lyric, go ahead. This is our favorite one. We love this one. Because we can all relate to this.
When you was at school, when his teacher tells him something like 2 plus 2, he says, and when he's a superhero, he says, you.
So it just ties in how many, how can we relate to that? So we can print these out. You absolutely can. You absolutely can. You can print these out. Everything that you need. She actually goes through in great, explicit detail where all of that stuff is and exactly precisely how to teach each one. Because obviously this is a lot of information in a little amount of time. So it's going to kind of go in and out, and but you'll get that, and you'll actually, especially with the vowels, and then along with sneaky Y, which we need to teach because that one, so going back to what I said earlier, and then I did promise you I was going to show you the better vowel alphabet. So do we end at?
You got 20 minutes.
20 minutes. At 20 minutes.
15.
Okay. Hey. Just want to make sure I didn't jump ahead of something. So yeah, so we're bringing back the Y. We talked about that. We talked about our storytelling. They told you their stories. And that's my name's right there. Okay, so then no, we're good. Yay! Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So bringing back what I told you earlier about when the Y says yo, yo, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then I'm going to tell you everything that it doesn't say and that doesn't make any sense because it just doesn't. So we're going to show you why. and that is our sneaky Y. Sneaky Y is, we think, almost just as equally important as the rest of the vowels, because you are going to see Y all over any primary text whatsoever, and it's going to be making guaranteed any other sound besides Y, unless your book is about yellow, yes, yak, you. That's about it, right? It's going to be making all the other sounds that he'd much rather enjoy. So, Lana, I saw you jump up as fast as you can. Did you want to teach sneaky one? Okay, come on up.
When sneaky Y is, he's not sneaky when he's at the front of a word because he says, yeah, yeah. And then when he's at the end, he's so sneaky. He goes to E's closet and I's closet and steals their cake. And then he either says E or I at the end.
And the only way you're going to know is try both, right? So we know when he's ever at the front, he will never make those sounds. He will be your best model citizen listener, follows all the directions, follows all the rules, and then as soon as he gets to the end of the line, it is party city. And he is going to make, and he's like, and can we relate that to some of our little friends that we see on a regular basis? The, you know, oh yes, and then as soon as you turn your back, this is good. Oh, do you want to? Go for it, yes. Did we forget something?
So when E and I, you may be worried that they might be having one cake, but they have like 1,200 cakes.
Okay,
So-
I see.
So they still say their name.
This is why I love you. So Miguel was tapping into that he is worried about E and I, and that they would come to their closet and notice that their cake is missing, and that then they wouldn't be able to have the powers to say their name. But we were assured that E and I have several cakes. It still doesn't make it right that Sneaky Y went in there and stole one, but we absolutely do. He does have some extra ones. Thank you for bringing that. I appreciate it. And that's a perfect example of why, when you teach with the brain in mind, why it works. Is because these kids look at you like you finally make sense. Everything that you're saying, it has a reason for it. That's why it's like that. It's not just, well, that's the way it is. Sorry, there's your next flashcard. Practice these. I'll test you on Wednesday. And I can't say enough great things about these kids. Okay, thank you guys for bearing with me. I did promise you I was going to show you the Better Alphabet song. And basically what we're going to do is this is the research, and I apologize for skipping so much because she literally does 2-hour sessions, she'll do 4-hour sessions. So I was trying to, her passion is behind the why everything works. Well, this is why. Well, your brain taps in here, and this taps in there, and this uses this. Whereas when I was learning and I was presenting with her at conferences, I was trying to copy her, and she was, you know, you're not me. You have the how. How, you know, when teachers are going to come to you and say, okay, well, I know why, now tell me how. How can I do this? And I was trying to just basically regurgitate what she was saying, but I don't have that same passion because I didn't do all the background research. I didn't go and have this study proven here and that study proven there and this and that. That's what she did. The amount of information that Katie has on her stuff is just phenomenal. And one day, if you know, just sit with a cup of coffee and just watch the extensive amount of research that she has done to prove this, it'll blow your mind. It'll blow your mind. But I just couldn't memorize it all. I was trying. I was doing the best I could. But anyways, one of the things that she never gets a chance to show in her sessions because she more focuses on the why everything. And that was something that the kids and I, that was actually the first thing when I told them, what do you think is the most important thing that we want to teach you besides the stories? And they said, well, we need to teach them the Better Alphabet because the ABC song doesn't do anything. It's nothing, doesn't do anything to us. It's just a song and it doesn't make any sense.
It just tells you the name of the letter.
Yeah, it's like Twinkle Twinkle, right? I mean, does Twinkle Twinkle teach us anything?
No.
It's cute to sing and we love to sing and it's fun, but it's not
Not a
gonna
lot
get-
about.
Yeah, exactly. So we, and I need you guys up here, okay? And actually, if I want to get you, to kind of stagger out that way because I want you to show everybody how we're going to focus on our lips, tongue, and teeth. And we're going to tap in to something called our motor muscle memory. And by using this strategy, you are using your lips, tongue, and teeth to basically almost, they just technically roll off your tongue sounds with that. And
This stuff may look funny though.
it does, you know what, and our mouths get really what?
Tired.
Tired, because it's a lot of work to get it in there. Now the first thing, Miguel, what do they need to make sure that they have? And we have a letter chart right over there too, right? So, let's see, Melissa, since you're our official pointer in the classroom, do you think you can point over here and kind of, can you see Mrs. Mack if I maybe move? Does this, am I gonna break anything? Does this like go up automatically? Alright, so we can kind of go together. Are you cool with that? What we're going to do is by using our lips, tongue, and teeth, and Miguel, what is the most important thing that they need to give us their what?
Eye glue.
Their eye glue. So you need to have your catch-ball face on, which means that your eyes are